this is Catherine Reynolds from the Business Beautician, and today I'm going to be talking about how you can find brilliant free photos for your website. This is particularly relevant if you're just starting out. If you haven't got a big budget to get somebody in for a proper photo shoot, but you really need images on your website. You might not have the money to invest in some of the big stock photos, and anyway, what sort of thing would you be looking for? Because it's quite hard to know if you don't have images of your business, what you do. Perhaps you're a service-based business and you don't have a big office, you don't have a lot of things to take photographs of, and you're thinking, well, you can only have images if you are a product-based business, so you'd have an image of a product. But I'm going to be showing you where you can go to get these really good free images that you can use on your website and will actually do the selling for you and connect with people. I'll also be showing you what I look for when I look on any image site, whether that's a paid for image site or a free one, because knowing what you're aiming for is key to getting the right image for your website. So why is it important to get really good images on your website? Well, there are 4 really good reasons, and probably loads more that I haven't even considered. But number 1 is you can really target your audience. You can really make people feel at home. So that's why all the big stores, when you go in, they have pictures of who they're aiming at. Like if it's a really young store, they'll have teenagers dressed up in their clothes. If it's aiming at a slightly more mature audience, they might have business people looking like all the bee's knees. So they're really, I mean, it's a really easy example, but they're really aiming at their target audience. So you can do that instantly with images. You can also up your branding because people expect images on a website. They expect to have a really nice, welcoming experience. They expect to have pictures breaking up the text. Having a very text-heavy website will do you no favors because images are so they're everywhere in our culture. They connect with us, we connect with them, and they're so instant. They really can give an impression I can't click my fingers. They give an impression just like that. Whereas having to read through a bit of an essay text, people will have to invest more time to get through that content. So images can be very, very instant, so very, very helpful. And I'm going to come back when I've picked up my piece of paper, so please edit this out. I'm back. They're also really good at evoking feelings in us. Without us really paying attention, they can make us feel happy, they can make us feel comfortable, they can make us feel welcomed. So images can really be very, very powerful things. And so getting the right image is very important because you don't want to be evoking the wrong feeling about your brand or product. You really want to be showing people exactly how your product or your service is going to make people feel. It's really, really important to evoke the right feelings. You're also setting the seed. So you might be welcoming people into your website. Put my screen back on. You might be it might be your about page, so you've got some images of your business. It might be your services page where you want to show the effects and the results of your business and how you're going to make them feel. So you're really setting the scene for how your products or your service really works for your target audience. So I'm going to pop on over to my PC over here and I'm going to work through some of my favorite free photo sites. So I'm going to go over four of my favorites, and also I'm going to show you exactly what I look for when I'm looking through any photo site, whether that's paid for or it's free. The sorts of images are the sorts of things that I think about for places on my website. So pop on over with me and we're going to have a look. So before I dive into my 4 top free photo sites, I just want to show you what we will not be looking for. So this is actually really easy to see on Adobe Stock Photographs, which is a paid for one. And what we're not looking for is those very posed images that we see absolutely everywhere. So if you're, say, a marketing professional, you work with entrepreneurs and you really want to show that you mean business and and you're very serious about business, then you might just search in a stock photograph site for business and you will get some very generic images of handshaking and power stats and weird meetings where everybody's either really beautiful or really, really wooden. So these sorts of images are absolutely everywhere and they're not very believable. They're obviously really posed. They're not to do with your business. They don't show off what your strengths are, the results you get. It's just an image to fill a space, this sort of data background. Although you might think, oh, that looks very high tech and that would make my website look fantastic. Unless you actually do data and you've set that up yourself, then yeah, it can set a bit of a scene, but it's used so often that people just turn off and they can turn off your brand. Something like this, you might think, oh, well, that shows that I'm a serious business and it's, all about wealth and it's all about strategy, but actually this sort of image is used in so many places it can turn people off. It's not about your business, it's not about your building, it's not about who you work with and the results that you get. So stay away from these very staged sorts of images. And one image that was around on most people's about page was the call center smiley girl. She was all over the place. So this sort of, there are more men now, this sort of person that's really, I think I've seen her everywhere, that's really obviously not a real person in your business. So those are the sorts of images that will again turn people off because they want, when they contact you, they want to know they're talking to a real business and a real person and not just a stock photograph. It can actually damage your business. So we're not looking for these sorts of images. So I'm going to take you through my 4 favorite free photograph websites as if we were a life coach. So we're looking for images that will suit my services, that will target my target audience, that will make my website feel right for whoever visits it. So the first one I'm going to look at is pexels.com, Pexels.com. I'll put the link below this video. And this one's really good because it's created by photographers, so creatives who want you to see the best of their work. So you can get something a little different from your average stock photograph. So I really like it for that reason. So for this, I'm looking at my target audience. So I'm a life coach. I work with women and I try and make them happy and I try and make them feel good about themselves, feel successful, feel well. So I'm going to type in images for a search that will really reflect that. So I'm going to type in women laughing. And let's see what we get up. So that's not my target audience. She's a little young. She's wearing a bikini. My audience typically don't. I quite like this one because that's somebody jumping for joy. So that could be quite good with a nice comment about about what I do. So obviously this woman is now very happy she's been working with me. So we're showing the results. We're showing our target audience. So we want somebody similar to the person we're working with. what result they can get, how they will feel after working with me. I like this one, range of emotion. Actually, that could be good for range of emotion. I like this one because it's a little different. You can really see that we're looking for happiness here. So that image says a lot. It's a little bit different, and it's nice soft colours. So if that matched your brand, that would be great. We've also got, let me have a look. That's a really nice young one. So if you're working with younger people, that might work really well if those were your colours particularly. Okay, so we've got a couple of good options there. Oh, I really like this one. This is a nice image. It's really not posed. It looks like a normal person. It looks like my target audience, and she looks very happy and relaxed. So that would be showing my target audience exactly the results they can get through working with me. You just free download here. So very, very easy to use. So right away, we've got those more natural target audience photographs just off this free site. So that's pexels.com. I'm going to go over to my second one, which is Unsplash.com. Again, this is created by photographers, so it's very creative. It's not your normal stock photographs. You can get something that's a lot more natural. Sometimes I actually use free photograph websites, even though I've got a paid subscription, because I get a better photograph. I get something more natural. So with this search, I'm going to search same company. I'm still a life coach. I'm still helping women get a great result and feel good about themselves. But this time I want to evoke a feeling. So I want to look for an image that really evokes the feeling of working with me. So how are they going to feel? And my ladies are going to feel free. So let's look at freedom. Let's see what we get from that. Oh, perfect. So we get some really great photographs that really, they just evoke an emotion. We can't see the person as the target audience, but it really does feel, it gives you that feeling of flow. It gives you some gorgeous colours actually. You've got a nice big area for some words in here. So it's just setting that scene. It's evoking an emotion, and having an image like these on your website, or even that's a little bit more posed, but it can really, oh, I like that with the birds. It can really set an emotion so people know how they're going to feel through working with you. That's funny. Let me have a look. What else have we got on here? I've got lots of people with big arms. Thinking photograph. So if your life coaching is all about, looking inside and changing from the inside, again, freedom. So you can see we've got a lot of we can evoke a lot of emotions through photographs, even on a free image website. That's great, especially if you're to do with fitness and well-being. Oh, I like that. So that's a really good image, which would do for a big background. Perhaps lift the colours a bit, they're a bit muddy. A good background for some writing section, but it's just setting that emotion, setting that feeling, so people get that feeling when they come to the website. So it's great for things like that as well. So those are other photographs I look for when I'm looking for images for a website. So the third free image website I'm going to look at is Pixabay. This one tends to be a bit more stock photography. Again, they're all free, so you've got no worries about downloading and getting in trouble. But this one, I'm just going to look for, again, more scene setting stuff. So let's look up calm this time and see what comes up. So I want to evoke that sort of calm scene setting for my website. And we could use any of these as like background drops. That's nice. And just to set them behind the words, that's lovely. So you might have that as, it just makes you feel calm, and it makes you feel rested. It makes you, It gives you a slower start to your day. It makes it's warm. It's very warm colours. So these are the sorts of things that you can set the emotion, you can set the scene with. And free photograph sites do give you a great big choice of things that you can look at that you don't have to pay anything for. So have a look. And have a look at the sorts of emotions you want to describe in your images. So I don't know, maybe I use a lot of meditation as a life coach. So we could get some of these. Some of them look a bit posed, but I quite like that. A bit more faith. Some mountains, flowers. Give you some good ideas as well of what else you can then type into the search afterwards. That's pretty. So if you've got purple or your colours, you could perhaps use lavender. Calm lavender photographs in your website. So that, oh, these ones at the top are sponsored. We don't want to look at those ones. and below as well. There's a lot more selling that goes on Pixabay, so I don't like it as much. Okay, so there's that one. And then the fourth one is Canva. So you might know this one as for making socials, images, for Instagram, for Facebook. You might know it for making various sorts of posters and logos and this sort of thing. But it's also really good at finding images. So especially if you've got the Pro, it's not very expensive and you might already have it because you're using it to create images in your business anyway, and you just get a lot of photographs included. So again, on the whole life coach arena, this is a successful woman, isn't she? Maybe successful or well-being. And you do get a lot of free images on here. This is a Pro image. So if you've got the Pro account, you get these ones. So not entirely free, perhaps. There's one from Pexels that we saw before. I might filter that up. Colours are a bit muddy again. That's a bit stock photo-y. Not sure about that one. Let's just type in happy woman. So we can have a search through. I quite like that for women in business. That's quite relaxed. So if you've got that sort of age group, that could be a good one. And people really react to images of people as well. Yes, there's some good choices on here. So all really, really worth looking through, especially if you've got a Pro account on Canva. That's a nice one. Invoking emotion as well as looking at the target market. So I hope I've given you some really great ideas of the types of website you can go to find these free photographs and what sort of thing you should be looking for when you get there. So that was my top 4 free photo sites. I hope that they will really provide you with the images you need for your website and your social media. They're very, very useful. And actually, I think you can often get better images on those free sites than you can off the paid ones. So check them out. The links will be in the comments below this video, or if you're on my post, they'll be on my post. Check them out, like this video if it's given you what you need, comment below, let me know what sort of images you could get for your website, or if you're struggling to find images that are right for your business, ask away, because I'd love to know what your struggles are so I can help you out finding those right images for your website. Like and subscribe to my channel if this has been any help, and I will be producing another video next week to help you out with more great website tips. So I shall see you then. Have a great time. Bye bye.